In this video, we are going to learn valuable investing wisdom from the stupidity that Andrei Jikh spits out in his latest video about stock picking. Does that mean this is all going to be serious and that there won't be anything to laugh at? Well, you be the judge.
Access granted.
Hey, how are ya? It's me, the magician. I'm such a good guy. I'll make your money disappear. You just gotta listen to me. I mean, come on. What's to lose?
Andrei was a magic man, traveling the land in his magical van. B15, hop on in. I wanna teach you about trading options. If you invested like Andrei said, your wife and your kids would have surely left you. Bye-bye. And now you gotta get a second job. You're under a bridge and playing the skin flute.
And I'm really good at it. I never would have known if it wasn't for Andrei. Thank you, Andrei. I'm such a good guy.
Greetings from New York City. Thanks for stopping by. So the reason I want to review this video of Andrei Jikh talking about the stocks he picked in 2022 is because he likely says things that are really bad.
And what activity could be more promising than diagnosing stupidity?
I have looked at over 100 stocks in my own portfolio, and in today's video,
whoa. If you have anywhere near 100 stocks in your portfolio, you're doing something really wrong. There are no advantages to that. Mathematically, statistically.
An idiot could diversify a portfolio. The whole trick of the game is to have a few times when you know that something is better than average. And then if you get just a few opportunities, that's enough.
If you're going to go the individual stock picking routes, meaning if you think you know more than the average, which by the way, most individual investors, myself included, we tend to think we do. And all the studies show that our overconfidence ends up getting us killed in the long term. I have not seen this video, as I mentioned. I have a suspicion that he will try to make himself look a lot better than he actually is.
WTF happened in 2022. The market...
I lost all my money in FTX. Thanks, Andrei.
Everyone lost money investing in the stock market. So why...
No, you didn't lose money if you're a long-term investor. I just want to keep that in mind. Hopefully, if you're watching this, that's already how you're thinking about this, but you don't want to look at 1 year's worth of returns and judge yourself.
Why did this happen is one of the questions I had for this video. And the answer is going to blow your mind. According to Data Trek research, the stock market was down more than it was up. The market was down 141 trading days versus being up 107 trading.
Which really just proves you cannot time the market. Time in the market always beats timing the market.
The most interesting part is that it was only 5 trading days that accounted for roughly 95% of the stock market's losses. Only 5 days. Now, remember, the stock market is supposed to return on average 8 to 10% per year.
I would not go into the next 30 years with those expectations. Having reasonable expectations or modest expectations is a much more proven way to have a happy life.
I think one of the smartest things that a person can do under present conditions is just dampen the expectations way down from the investment achievements of the past. My advice for a seeker of compound interest that works ideally is to reduce your expectations, because I think it's going to be tougher for a while. And it helps to have realistic expectations.
So here are my best and worst stock picks. From the start of the year to now, I am down 15.6%. But
how did your crypto do, Andrei?
This portfolio, which is composed of the S&P 500 and dividend stocks, is down 15.6%, which sounds bad, but that's only because it is.
It's not bad if it's 1 year, and that's something that I want everyone to realize. You don't look at your portfolio on a 1 year basis. If you're doing that, I'm not saying you can't look at it, but you don't want to judge it on the 1 year. There are going to be years like this. There are going to be down years. If you're judging and you're making these decisions based on your 1 year performance, you're going to make a mistake.
In fact, you can argue that if you're not willing to react with equanimity to a market price decline of 50% 2 or 3 times a century, you're not fit to be a common shareholder, and you deserve the mediocre result you're going to get.
You a fucking joke.
Compared to the people who do have the temperament, who can be more philosophical about these market fluctuations.
Compare it to VOO, for example, which is the S&P 500, the stock market that every professional hedge fund tries to beat.
Don't get me started with this guy.
You a f***ing joke.
This is actually down year to date 19.7%. So my portfolio is actually beating the S&P 500, which makes me feel good, but that's not really what I'm interested in.
Oh, yeah?
I want to show you some of my individual stock picks and how bad some of them were. Now, before I share with you what I found, please keep in mind I am not licensed, I'm not a stock analyst, I don't wear overalls and a suit and tie and pretend to be someone I'm not. I used to, though, in the beginning. There was a lot of
Is he making fun of somebody?
fun, but then it felt weird to wear a suit and tie at home with no pants on.
You know, he has videos that are like, how to invest for teenagers. I hope he wasn't dressed like that for that video, but...
Sometimes I'll do magic tricks in my videos. Are you not entertained? But that's also why I've never offered any stock courses or any investing information for sale, because this is just my own investing journey.
Such a good guy. You know, I never encourage you to do anything stupid. Never.
Free for your entertainment.
Wait, what's in his link here? Oh, that's interesting. He's got a course here. Webull. Oh, Robinhood, M1 Finance, all those three things, which, by the way, they make a lot of their money on getting us to trade often and do things like options and margin trading and all that stuff. Don't pick individual stocks.
Last year, and they've done
Especially when you haven't read the 10K or at least a single 10K. You should read more than just the 10K, but...
really well. Because it's really simple and because they're a proven track record and they pay dividends.
And if you knew anything, you would just buy that stock, right, Andrei? But no, he has over 100 stocks.
That's why I like them and that's why they're up so much. Now, the fourth best performing stock in my portfolio is General Mills, everybody's favorite ticker symbol. Now, I am up 28.3% on this one, and this company is, again, super straightforward. They make food for pets and for humans. They also own brands you might have heard of before, like the Blue Buffalo. They also own cereal brands like Cheerios, Trix, Lucky Charms, Cocoa Puffs, and even Haagen-Dazs. So again,
Do they have a durable competitive advantage? And that's a question I like to ask anytime I'm looking at any individual stock.
they make food. My third best stock, Chevron, is up 48.7% year to date. In 2019 and 2020, I was really going heavy into energy stocks. I was doubling down on Chevron and ExxonMobil, and I was that crazy guy back when everyone was chasing EV stocks. Now,
This guy is so funny, man. It's just making it seem like he was such a smart investor. This guy has lost a shirt and a half in the past year from his stupid altcoins, Bitcoin, and highly speculative assets. And I'm sure this stock portfolio, when you balance it out with all that other stuff, it's a bloodbath. Not to mention the reputational hit that he took by aggressively pushing BlockFi and FTX, which I don't fault him for in the sense that I don't think he could have forecasted the scam going on, but I would wonder why you would send your audience of beginner investors to do something that has a very high probability of not working out. But, God forbid anyone answered that question, because that would mean there'd be some thinking and accountability involved.
I am rooting for EVs and renewables.
He's such a good guy.
Maybe I'm pessimistic, but I just don't see them replacing oil until maybe 20 to 50 years from now.
Who cares what he thinks? I don't think he does a lot of thinking critically anyway.
Hopefully in my lifetime, but that's not a guarantee. Now, my second best performing stock in my portfolio is another company that you may or may not have heard of. It's called Cardinal Health, and it is up 53.1% year to date. And this is a company in the healthcare industry. It provides services to pharmacies and it distributes medicine. Now, personally, I have no idea about the future of this specific company or healthcare.
Which is a great reason to not buy a stock like this if you have no clue about what's to come.
In general, but I'm hoping there's going to be a huge reform and a huge change here in the US, and I'm rooting.
Guys, I'm not trying to criticize Andrei so much as just warn everyone out there. Do not invest like this. I promise you, this is horrible. His thinking is non-existent here.
For someone like Mark Cuban to hopefully get his company off the ground, because no one should have to pick between paying their rent and paying for their medicine.
What a good guy. Thanks, Andrei.
But for now, unfortunately, this is the best we've got. My number one best performing stock in my whole portfolio is probably not going to be a surprise. It is ExxonMobil, another oil stock. It's up almost 75% year to date, which is, again, just pretty crazy. Those are my top 5 best stocks. Now let me show you my top 5 worst performing stocks. So my 5th worst performing stock in my whole portfolio was GameStop. I put in $200 in June 2021 just to see what it would do. Now I'm down 51.3%. My 4th worst performing stock is actually PayPal. PayPal did me dirty. I bought $10,000 worth of PayPal way back in December 2021, and today I'm down 65% on it. Now, my third worst performing one is a stock that I totally forgot I invested into, which was Tesla. I bought roughly $2,000 worth of Tesla way back in May 2021, and now I'm down 69%. I'm just glad I didn't put in a ton of money into that one. Coming in at number 2 is AMC. Now, I invested into AMC for the same reason I bought GameStop.
See, notice how it's like, I only put 3 cents in there, but I just did it for fun. Like he's totally omitting his real mistakes.
I'm becoming a multimillionaire with NFTs using the OMI cryptocurrency.
You a f***ing joke.
My first worst stock is by far worse than all of them combined. This one is Coinbase. I don't even want to look how much I'm down.
Did a couple of videos about this one. I thought it was pretty obvious why it's not looking good.
This stock is up in flames. It's by far my worst stock.
All you had to do was read the 10K on this company and it'd be pretty obvious why you wouldn't want to own it.
Even though I didn't buy it this year, I actually bought it way back in April of 2021. But the mistake I made with this one was buying it on the day of the IPO, the initial public offering. There was so much hype around.
Generally, you just don't want to do that, period.
I can't think of a time we've ever done it.
Ever bought an IPO?
Yeah, never bought one.
And I bought into it, and that was a mistake. Now hold on a minute. How is it that even though I had some pretty embarrassingly bad stock picks, that I was still able to do what over 90% of hedge fund managers and professionals couldn't, which is beat the broader...
What did I say? I have a suspicion that he will try to make himself look a lot better than he actually is CMQ has your back. He talks out both sides of his mouth.
A huge part of my portfolio has what are called dividend stocks. These are sort of like the cockroaches of the stock market because they're sort of indestructible. They have a long and proven track record of paying their shareholders
Not all of them do. That's not a good thing to say to people that are not going to check out that fact. This guy bugs me so much.
consistently, no matter what happens to the market. And right now, the market is valuing those stocks a little bit better.
I think you get the idea. I hope I was able to kind of distill some lessons. The ones that come to mind are having a portfolio with dozens, let alone hundreds of stocks is a horrible idea, because if you really are truly in the know on certain companies, like Andrei was saying about Chevron and Exxon, why not concentrate in those companies, right? If you really know something, if you're really sure, you want to concentrate. That's how you're going to do much better than the average. And third is, don't judge things just on your 1 year rate of return. I mean, obviously, if you're losing your shirt every year, you want to be aware of that. But this is all about long term. Wealth building is about long term. I hope this is helpful. I hope you'll subscribe if you enjoyed this. Again, not hating on this guy. I don't know him personally. I just think he says a lot of stuff that's not fully baked, and that kind of concerns me because he does have a huge following because he makes good videos. So hopefully you find value in this channel and you subscribe. And I am committed to creating lots more value for you.